Hi everyone, I'm Mishka and welcome back to my channel. So, in today's episode of Our Life Beginnings and Always, we are going to be continuing Derek's DLC, and we are going to be doing moment 3, Soiree, for step 2. But first, okay, sorry, taking off my retainers, but yeah. Let me talk about where I've been. Okay, I know I've made it like so many community posts. I'm so sorry. I haven't been here in like over like what, 2 weeks, I think. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm really busy. I have a lot of stuff outside of YouTube that I'm doing. And moving on to the next thing, I am sick. Yeah, again. So where I live, we're having a huge heat wave in the middle of fall. Like, I don't know why, but my parents have had the AC, and yeah, I got sick because we have it on 24/7. So my throat is sore, so if my voice sounds a little bit different, that's why. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys, and I've been dying to record, and I finally have the time to. Yesterday I was focusing on getting other things done, and I didn't get it all done, but it's okay, because I've been working on today, and just to give myself a couple hours of a break, I'm doing this for you guys. So yeah, we're going to be completing Soiree today. And yeah, I hope you guys have had a good weekend. You know what? I might actually... Okay, no. I ain't gonna spoil it. Let's just know there's a surprise involved, okay, in the next couple of days. Okay, before we get started, make sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends so they can find out about my amazing channel just like you have right now. So yeah, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. Sorry. Oh my god, it's so nice to be back, everyone. Holy crap. I miss Derek, okay? You'd willed away the morning doing whatever struck your fancy, and now you were recharging with lunch. With nothing on the horizon, you were free to spend as much time or as much or as little time on your plate as you wanted. Here we go, mess up with the words. This is my thing. If you've been on my channel for a long time, you know that I mess up all the words. But it's okay, because that's just me. It was while you were thinking on all the possibilities for your afternoon that your mom's approached you. Hi, May. You okay? Mouth full, you nodded in reply. Tears surprised, they both sat with you at the table. Based on the time, you had wondered if they were joining you for a meal, but neither of them brought anything. Great, we wanted to have a little chat with you. The qualifier little did nothing to downplay the situation. Your chewing slowed as your eyes widened, looking from one parent to the other. Anything that required both of them to talk to you must be something big. You perked up, your mind full of exciting possibilities. A vacation maybe, or a pet? A revelation that they were actually undercover agents? You leaned in, eager to learn more. There's a soiree at the Cypress tomorrow night. Your mom and I are going. The Cypress was the country club your moms were a part of and where Elizabeth played golf. It seemed like every other month they had some event or another, like all with fancy names like Soiree. You nodded eagerly, anxious for Mom to get to the good stuff. Mom chuckled at your poorly concealed reaction. Leaning in, Ma took your hand and squeezed it. We've decided to make the night a little bit special. Elizabeth's going to be allowed to stay home fully alone for the first time. You'll still be coming to the party with us. It's Elizabeth's night to party with no family around, not yours. Sorry, you've got to wait a couple more years. What's the story gonna be like? The usual. Well, mostly. We wanted to make it a special night for you too. So we've got something a little extra planned. That was unexpected. Interested you listened. Your parents shared a look across the table. You cleared your throat, reminding them that you were waiting. They couldn't keep dropping such hints and then turn coy when the conversation was about to get good. Since it's a pretty fancy party that's still chaperoned, and attendees are allowed to bring a guest, we thought it might be a nice opportunity for you to invite yourself as a date if you want. Here comes Derek! Oh my god, I hate being sick. I feel like I've been sick over 5 times whenever I'm recording. Oh my god. Your eyes widened as the words sunk in. Your mom's continued and it was a struggle to keep up. Even though we'll be at the party too, you don't need to worry about us getting in your way. You'll be free to eat, dance, and enjoy the music as you see fit. But no leaving the property. Ma nodded at Mom's interjection.
Isn't that great?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the party. And if you'd rather just bring a friend, that's A-okay too. That's amazing! You must have lit up because your parents shared an amused look again.
Don't worry about it.
The story isn't until tomorrow, so you've got time. Just let us know your plans before heading out. And that's all. We'll leave you to your lunch now. Your moms rose from their chairs in unison, disappearing to another part of the house. You barely noticed their departure. All you could think of was what had just happened. The remnants of your lunch stared up at you from your plate. You felt that you should finish eating. The conversation had taken your mind off of the meal, but you opted to try to eat a little more. You picked up the plate for a little while longer. Even though you'd relocated to your bedroom, your head was stuck on the conversation that had unfolded at the dining table downstairs. You knew that you wanted it to be a date. Sorry. The prospect of having your first date made it impossible to sit still. You couldn't help but jiggle your foot as you laid on your bed contemplating the possibility. That night, being a date with me and actually asking someone out. The little you knew of that came from what you'd seen on TV and movies and what you heard about from kids at school. Your moms hadn't even entertained the idea of you dating until now. You went over possible words and phrases in your head, setting up scenarios and smooth segues before tearing them down and trying something else. You realize you've been picturing Derek as the one you were asking. Oh my god. It happened, his name repeating inside your mind, his face brightening as you invited him to join you. Smiling, you close your eyes at the daydream crystalling in your head. You let your train of thought continue a little longer. You clearly pictured his pretty green eyes, the way he got a tiny frown when he was nervous, and tried your best to guess what he might do next. It was nice. You liked him a lot. You knew you were supposed to be friends, but you just liked him a lot. You wouldn't be able to stop thinking of him even if you wanted to, and you didn't. Oh. That was it. You decided to call Derek and invite him to the party. Okay, my squealing is it's so bad. Oh my god, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. You've been relieved to find the crown. Is that even a word? The phone sitting in its cradle in the living room. Picking up the address book your mom's kept close to the phone, you flicked through until you found Derek's number under SUAREZ. You tapped the numbers into the phone and waited for someone to pick up. Hello, SUAREZ residence. Why do they say that? It's so formal. Hey, Derek's mom. This is May Taylor. Can I talk to Derek?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's out with his brothers right now. I can get him to call you back. You could wait for Derek to return the call. You had a little time. Thank you. It would be really great if you could do it today. I'll see what I can do. Okay, then. You traded goodbyes, hung up, and found a place to relax in the living room. That was as far as you got in decision making. You let yourself sink down into the corner of the couch and remained stuck against the plush cushions. Your plan A was on hold. More than that, it was hung up on. But you'd committed to waiting to hear from Derek, so waiting is what you had to do. The remote had been carelessly left on the green stool, almost certainly by your big sister. You lurched over the armrest to reach the TV device. You stretched out your finger and succeeded in pressing down on the on button. When flopping back down into your seat, you caught a glimpse of what had appeared on the screen. The show playing was How It's Made, mini documentary type of show. The subject of that episode was prepackaged crackers. What? You didn't have the motivation to actually pick up the remote to change the channel. You simply let it play. After discovering how ice is added to the flour when mixing the wet and dry ingredients, a jingling ring echoed across the room. What is it? What? Someone was calling. Lounging forward, you snatched up the ringer excitedly. Who is it? The initial answer you got was a series of lighthearted chuckles. It's Derek. Hey, May. I'm really sorry I missed you calling before. I was watching the little bros at the park. Mom came to find me. So she did? Yeah, so I could call you back. Oh, Mrs. SUAREZ did you a big favor. Could she tell it was important? But, thanks for calling. Was there something you wanted to talk about? I'm going to the summer soiree at the Cypress tomorrow. My moms are going too. Cool. You've got to tell me what happens when you get back. You had officially gotten to talk to him about the party. The time I come to do something with the opportunity. Oh no, oh no, oh no. No, 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 no. Do a date. Oh my god. My parents said it would be alright if I brought a date, and I thought maybe. What the hell was I just. Oh my god, what in the hell did I just make? Oh my god. You danced around the unspoken question, hoping that Derek would catch your drift. The pitch of his voice shot up so strikingly it crackled through the phone. Really? And I'm sick, I can't be doing this crap. The possibility took a second for Derek to process, and then another second, and then another. Derek. Finally, he gave a rushed reply. Oh, no, yeah, I want to go. You're supposed to take a date to the party like that, right? It makes sense. Thank you. Prior to stalling aside, your invitation had Derek positively giddy. He giggled and babbled away from the receiver, but it wasn't nearly quiet enough for the phone to not pick it up. I can't believe it. This is the best. Then at the date, Derek. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's a date. Oh my god. Oh my god. Eva smiled widely. It was going to be a special night. A muffled feedback masked Derek's voice as he talked on. He was moving around. You could easily picture him bounding about his apartment, phone still in hand. Oh man, what do you think they're gonna have at the soiree? Dancing, music, sparkly drinks maybe? Probably. The Cypress usually has pretty fancy parties. So cool. The anticipation between the both of you continued to rise, just imagining what tomorrow night might bring. But the party were already started and was interrupted when Mom ambled back in the living room. She almost gave a shout to greet you, but caught herself when she noticed you were on the phone. Mimicking your current position, Mom stuck her thumb and pinky finger and pressed that hand against her ear. At the same time, her lips stretched forward to slowly mouth the word who. Can you hang on for a second? I've got to answer my mom.
No worries.
No worries. Say I said hello. Leaving things with him there, you lowered the phone to the counter. So, what's happening? I'm talking to Derek. He says hello. Derek SUAREZ? Her eyebrows arched in curiosity, but she still wore a grin. So, and did he happen to call out of the blue, or was it you who gave him a ring? Maybe to ask a certain question? Yeah, he's a lucky guy. Asked to the story. Okay. What kind of outing will it be? Her voice was hesitant but serious. Come on, what do you think? She'd be so embarrassing sometimes. Thankfully, she spared you any follow-up questions and nodded understanding. She wore a wispy smile. Would you mind putting him on speaker for a second? I need to ask him something about tomorrow. Oh. The request caught you off guard and you fumbled the receiver for a second, but you got it under control and then hit the speaker button. Derek, you can talk to my mom. I'll put you on speaker. Hello, Mrs. Taylor. Hey there, I have a quick question. What are you intending going out with May for her first date? Mom! You're gonna make him uncomfortable. You crossed your arms over your chest and frowned at your mom. Was she trying to scare Derek off before you'd even have a chance to go out with him? I have the extra best of intentions. May's gonna have such a fun time, she won't even know what hit her. Okay, good. That's enough for me. The big day isn't even here yet. You wondered if she meant that she intended to give a repeat of this performance tomorrow. Oh no, you were free to find out. Alright, bye then. Bye.
See you later.
Take care and see you soon. There are some happy giggles that stuck through before all sound on the other end cut off, marking the end of the conversation. Well, would you mind if I borrow the phone now? I'll give Derek's parents a call back and get everything squared away. You held the receiver and Mom strolled over to pluck it out of your hand. Thank you very much, kiddo. Your part of the prep work was finished. And the rest of the afternoon passed by just like that. Back in your room, your mind was alight with visions of tomorrow night. The story was something, but not nearly as excited as going on your first date. You were thrilled that Derek had actually said yes, that he was your genuine date to a party. You hugged your knees to your chest, overawed by the thought that night couldn't come soon enough. The evening of the soiree had arrived, the daylight hours having slipped away in a blur. Up in your room, you were getting ready for the big event. That was your intention at least, but you hadn't settled on an outfit. Stationed in front of your wardrobe, you scanned over the clothing you had at your disposal. Though Ma had mentioned this event was a bit dressier than a normal get-together, you didn't necessarily have to comply. You wondered how Derek might feel about your outfit. You couldn't help but consider how he would respond to the way you were dressed. Would he like seeing you dressed all fancy, or would it reinforce the weirdness of the situation? Your mind drifted the next city over. Was Derek going through these same steps right now, staring at his wardrobe and trying to decide what to wear? You had no idea if he would dress up for the occasion himself, or he'd wear his usual attire. It would be so much easier if you knew what he was going to do. You wanted him to see you in a new light. You looked for something formal. You attempted to decide between the nicer pieces in your wardrobe, the ones that rarely had a chance to come out. You decided just formally because you were dressing to impress, girl! Yes! Get it! Fashion was a competitive sport, just like the golf tournaments that the club hosted. You might not walk out with a trophy at the end, but you still had every intention of winning. To start, you decided to wear a dress. The one you picked was light, had sheen. The silky material seemed to glide through your fingers as you took it from the wardrobe. It was a perfect fit for a summer evening party. You began to get dressed, your fingers working stiff zips and awkward fastenings. It felt different against your skin, reminding you with every movement that you were dressed up. Sorry. Whatever happened tonight, you were pleased that you'd gotten the opportunity to wear this. Now dressed, you gave yourself a final glance over before heading downstairs ready to head out. You found your moms already waiting in the living room. They were putting the finishing touches on their outfits. Ma strapping her heel into a stiletto shoe and Mom trying to fasten a bracelet single-handed. They looked up as you entered. Aw, May, you look so nice, don't you think, Pam? Thanks for dressing up, May. I hope the party will be prepared for your arrival. You look sharp. Thank you. Mom was still struggling with the bracelet. You let him literally by taking one side and holding it up as she secured the clasp. Thanks, kiddo. Elizabeth followed her down the stairs, her eyes narrowed. You're still here? Yes, but not for much longer, hopefully. Wait, I know you're excited, but we haven't even said goodbye, and I want to go over how things are going to play out. Elizabeth sighed as Mom began listing the rules, taking them off on her fingers. No ordering takeout or other deliveries. You can't have anyone else come over. Uh-huh. She nodded, resigned to her fate, listening to a set of rules she could predict without so much as a glance at a crystal ball. If anything happens, you can call us or go across the street to the Holdens. Keep the noise down. The house might be empty, but there are people all around in the neighborhood. Usual house rules still apply. Don't do anything you wouldn't if we were here. And we'll be back no later than 11:30 p.m., but we'll call through any issues, so don't tie up the phone line all night. Right, all done. Can you go now? Ma strode over and swept Elizabeth up in a big hug. Your sister let out a small noise, her eyes widening, and suddenly looked much less like the smug teenager she acted like. You're such a big girl now, I can't believe it. Elizabeth rolled her eyes. This wasn't the quick departure that she'd been hoping for. Any chance of it ending soon vanished as Mom joined in the hug. Neither can I. It feels like it was only yesterday that... Elizabeth groaned, trying to cut the reminiscing off without success. You joined in the hug. Mom and Ma held out their arms to you as you approached, welcoming you into the hug. Elizabeth whined, eager for this to come to an end already. Can you all just go? Jeez. Your family disentangled from the hug in time to catch the doorbell ringing. Ooh, the guest of honor is here. Oh no, here we go. She raced over to the door. As Ma predicted, Derek had arrived right on time and he was ushered inside. Oh my god, no. You look very nice, Derek. Oh no, oh my god. Ah! Thanks, Mrs. Taylor, so do you. Oh my god. Derek pulled at the ends of his little polka dot bow satisfaction. His gaze, though, not so subtly sought you out. And that's going to you too, Meg. Classy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Derek, you look so cute. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, what are these noises I'm making? On the final words, his voice faded away softly like the rays of dimming light. His words took you by surprise, but after the earlier worries about your appearance, they were a welcome balm for your nerves. You attempted to control the grin spreading across your face. The small statement had made a big impact. You inspected his outfit in turn. You look wonderful. His crisp formal clothes could barely contain the elation. Derek was vibrating. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, before I forget, this is for you. You've been prepared for Derek's arrival more way than one and grabbed a few wrinkled bills off the counter. $3, huh? You're a gal of your word, mate. Thanks. You're welcome. With that, your debt had been paid. Oh, wait, did we, like, pay him or something? I don't remember. It's been weeks, dude. I bet you we paid him for something. Oh, no. What did we pay him for? Or what did he give us money for? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Now that Mom had finished reiterating the rules to Elizabeth, who then scurried off to the sanctuary of her room, she came over to greet Derek. Hey, Derek. Nice to have you along for the ride. Thank you for taking me. It's no trouble. You're always welcome. Mom's eyebrows rose in twin lines of concern. Let's all remember that this is only a very, very first date. There's no pressure on either of you, alright? No pressure, yeah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. His absolute enthusiasm began to dim with that statement. Luckily, Ma came over and cheered him on. Mom's a cautious sort, sweetie. You don't need to look so worried. Mom smiled reassuringly. She didn't intend to scare him. Ma laid a hand on her shoulder. We should get to the car. There's nothing fashionable about being late. Before I forget, thank you so much for getting here on the dot, Derek. That's appreciated. You're welcome, Mrs. Taylor. Always polite, huh, Derek? You lightly teased. You were still the ideal guest, even with the long trip here. Yeah, I wasn't gonna be late for this. Carefree laughter and conversation flowed from Derek. Man, I told my mom it was 30 minutes before it actually was. I was definitely going to be here when it was time to go. Oh my god. What? I mean, clever, you got everything figured out. He hooked a couple fingers into his belt loops, grinning victoriously. I tried to. Mom got me here on time, so like 30 minutes before now. I didn't want to interrupt you and your mom's, because you were probably getting ready then. I just hung out at the park. With a wink, Derek tried to smooth over the awkwardness of that confession. Jared never popped up out of the bushes to insult me, so it was all good. It made you feel special that he cared so much. That means a lot to me. Oh my god! Oh my god, they're so cute! Holy crap! Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god, why are they so cute? Okay, he kicked up a leg bashfully, giggling the whole time. Thanks, I wanted to make a good impression. And even if I did have to be bored for a while, at least it was here in your neighborhood. You never know, there could have been traffic. Or what if George fell off of a gate and broke his collarbone again? What? George fell off of a gate and broke his collarbone before? Yeah, when he was 8, but you invited me to a soiree. My life would be over if just one of those things came up and, oh well, guess we're not going after all happened. Derek was drowning in the conversation of his own making. He chose to put a stop to that, building a dam between him and it. Sorry, I don't want to be all complaining when we're going to a party. And besides, coming early isn't going to matter if we're late, because we kept talking about being early. Let's catch up with your moms. Right, we better hurry. You pulled up at the country club. The sun had sunk down deep into the horizon, the last of its light sleepily warming the oncoming night. Your moms led the way to the space around the back where the event was being held. The place had been transformed through decoration with smart tablecloths and elegant ribbons, contributing to a festive atmosphere. Musicians dressed in matching black and white were setting up their instruments and flicking through pages of sheet music. And as promised, there was a table covered in plates of carefully prepared food. Destination reached, your parents frowned on you and Derek. Things haven't kicked off yet, but don't let that stop you from enjoying yourselves. Have fun. We'll be around if you need us.
See you later.
See you. Bye. Derek enthusiastically waved your moms off, stretching his arm as high as it go. Bye, Mrs. and Mrs. Taylor. Once they retreated a distance away, you found him watching you. His eyes sparkled and the dainty, dangling lights all around as your date together officially began. Is there anybody you want to socialize with? That's what parties are for sometimes. Or we could get refreshments. I'll introduce you to people. I know a lot of these people since my mom had brought me here a lot since I was little. Wow, I want to meet him. You beckoned for him to follow you. He strolled up to your side and matched your pace. Most of the attendees skewed significantly older or considerably younger than the two of you, with only a few people around your age. Derek easily found his place among in that audience. He dipped his head politely and made his introduction. Hey, I'm Derek. It's really nice to meet you. His well-mannered disposition won over the longtime Cypress members right off the bat. Great to meet you too, son. As you'd expected, there was an interest in who you brought to the party and what your relationship with him was. And May, good to see you. This your date? Oh my god. God, Derek. Derek claps his hands behind his back while scooting an extra step closer to you. He was posed as if he were about to take a proper couple's portrait photo. His rosy cheeks would have looked perfect if a picture had been taken. Yeah, May needed a date for the party and she picked me for it. His phrasing had caught your attention. Did he really think you had to have a date and that's why you asked? Were you just thinking too hard about it? There was no way to tell by his tone. Derek had used his best behavior voice for the adults. In the circle of guests, all visually reacted to the explanation, touching a hand to their cheek or chest. It was clearly too much for their hearts. Best of luck to you on your date. Derek definitely made an impression on them. Still, some people focused on the important things, how you were dressed. Don't you look snappy in that outfit? You scrubbed up well. With the basic niceties taken care of you, you kept on chatting while waiting. The lighthearted conversation continued until someone's stomach rumbled. You parted ways with the group so they can make a break for the snack table. It was just back to you and your guest. Hey, Derek. Is there anything you'd want to do? Letting the next move be up to him, Derek restlessly looked around the party. He squinted his eyes and really considered the possibilities, then he gave an unanswered answer. Well, if it wouldn't be a big deal, would it be alright if you showed me around? I've never seen any of this place, so like we could go on a walk. Derek's pointer fingers tapped in a rhythm across the edge of a nearby table like he was spelling out his answer in text on a typewriter. That'd be nice, let's go. Thanks. Derek happily trotted ahead, checking over his shoulder to see if you were coming too. You made sure to keep up with his pace. You led him down a familiar stone walking path and you knew would get far. Your lovely stroll around the country club grounds began in earnest. The bustling sounds of the party soon faded away, replaced by whispers of cricket songs in the serene summer breeze. Along the way, you gestured outward to point at what buildings were what, from simple storage sheds to special club rooms for VIP members. And you were able to tell Derek all about the golf holes in the distance that you passed by, including how good or bad your big sister was at completing them. You had a chance to tell the funny story when one time she got a penalty for a strike that landed in a water hazard. She had jumped right in the little pond to retrieve the ball and tried to pretend it never happened while dripping wet. Derek was as amused as he was amazed. He engaged with you by making silly guesses about what you would tell about him next. Derek jokingly suggested that Normal Garage was a research facility studying how to add extra green to the grass. You were so absorbed in your companion for the outing and having the space to yourselves that you didn't realize the growing humdrum around you until it was right around the corner. Derek paused. He'd noticed it too. Oh. His eyebrows quirked as he tried to reason out the disturbance. Is that people? Did we make a loop and I just missed that? No, we're on the opposite end. It's about as far away from the event area as we could be. Curiously, Derek took big strides while mentally puzzling over what you'd said. Together you passed by a large wall to reveal another sitting area. It too was filled with formally dressed people. Whoa, a second party? None of the faces scattered about were regular members. Each one was as unrecognizable as any stranger off the street. You had your points of focus, and Derek his own totally separate ones. He spoke aloud to share what he had noticed. The tables have cloths here, and the chairs didn't look like that back where we were. Actually, this kind of feels like we got stuck in some alternate reality version of our Soiree, where everything is still really fancy, but also different in weird ways. That's funny, but really. This is their outdoor dining setting for other types of events, ones that aren't normal Soirees. I never have a reason to go here when I visit with my mom. I kind of thought it'd be empty with a Soiree happening. Derek's gaze wandered across the yard, taking another shrewd look. Yeah, well, I'd be in this place when there's food and pretty lights over in the patio, and there's way more teens than at our party. Tons of them look like they're our age. This is mysterious. The long list of questions didn't bother Derek. Quite the opposite. Playing detective was something he was having fun with. No! Oh my god. It's time to get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna ask somebody what's up. No. What? Derek, are we really gonna do that?
This is gonna be great.
You can leave it to me, May. I'll talk. Oh my god, you are stupid. As you warily followed behind him, Derek boldly headed into the thick of the family reunion, business meeting, wedding, secret society meeting, or whatever it was. Soon you would know. Oh my... Wait. No. No. Wait. Wait. Baxter, why are you here? Oh my god. Why? Oh my god. Baxter! And I can't I can't scream because I'm sick. Oh my god. Y'all, they always gotta include Baxter in something. It's okay, because he's an icon. The subject Derek zeroed in on was a tall kid, maybe a little older than you and him, who stood on the edges of the crowd by themselves. Most everyone else was part of a group or in one-on-one conversation, but not that person. Oh my god, it's literally Baxter. Their hair was short, sweeping black strands that framed a pointedly petite face. Their dark brown eyes were heavily lidded. On a second glance, you also noticed there was a small mole on their neck. You wouldn't have been surprised if people often told them they were pretty. The rest of their skin was a pale white, the kind that had somehow escaped any tanning, freckling, or even sunburning in California's summer rays. Derek offered a friendly wave once he was close enough for it to be clear he wasn't just passing by. Hey, so this might sound weird, but what are you guys all doing here? A cold smell came across the stranger's face. We're visitors who are in this town for a dance circuit. This dining area is reserved for our group only tonight. What's going on with you? The tables were immediately turned. You and Derek had questions to answer for. He rubbed his cheek and chuckled uncomfortably. Oops, we didn't know that. There's a story happening on the other side of the club for members and their guests. That's where we came from. Please don't tell on us. They got them to open their eyes completely. They even leaned forward just a bit, much more engaged in the conversation. I thought I knew something that way. It's been bothering me the entire evening. I was planning to check it when it got darker. Yeah, well, that's what it is. Sorry for crashing your party. Don't apologize. Oh my god, Baxter is even handsome as a kid. Holy crap. The self-described dancer's eyes sunk back into their half-open stares, their lips curved even further. The smile had become a true smirk. I'm still going to yours when I get the chance. The mutual exchange of secrets brought a lighthearted sense of camaraderie between your tiny group. But it didn't last. They inclined their head in a slight nod before breezing away. Bye, good luck with your dance circuit and everything else. Okay. You watch them leave. As soon as your vague acquaintance mixed back into the crowd of fellow zoo performers, Derek wrapped his arms around his chest. Okay, you know, I feel way more at a place now that we're not even talking to anybody. Let's go back to the pet before one of the adults realizes we're not supposed to be here. It's gonna be like that movie with the aliens who take over people where they point and yell at real humans. That's so freaky. Yeah. Right, we've got to go. Derek's expression tense with a grim seriousness. Oh no. He took an extra step towards you, never taking his eyes off your surroundings. Some of the guests had already begun directing lingering glances at the two of you, unsure of your presence there. Oh my god, can we go? The closest allowed you to hear conspiratorial words said under his breath. How are we going to handle this? Which is... I've got no clue.
It's okay.
It's okay, no pressure, right? Let's just get back out of here slowly. Okay. Trying to ignore the stairs, you made your break for it. You hooked an arm around Derek and began to walk. Oh no. Oop. After a bit of a stumble, Derek, even his pausing, properly took your arm. He kept his head high, chest out, chin pointed, and pumped his other hand back and forth in time with his footsteps. Oh my god. The act was more a parody of a fancy pants rich person than normal human and I get together. But Derek always had to give things his all. Foot by foot, the way to freedom grew ever closer. After passing a group of people, an unfamiliar voice hit your ear from behind. Excuse me, do you know where your parents are? Oh my god. The server may have honestly been wondering, or it might have been a valid method to call you out as not belonging in the planet in the politest way possible. That didn't change the fact that you responded waltzing around a private party you weren't invited to. The next sound that made its way through your pounding heartbeat was a far more familiar whisper.
Shoot.
Run. You didn't need to hear anything else. The two of you were in sync. Like a switch was hit, you burst up to your full height and used the momentum to launch yourself forward past the flailed hiding spot. You lost hold of each other's arm in the sprint, but you kept to each other's side. Your dramatic escape caused a minor ruffling of feathers throughout the crowd. Shouts of "Hey" and "Stop running" could be heard over the confusion of what was going on. It was just as Derek had feared. But no one was actually chasing you. Was actually chasing after you as far as you could tell. Okay, that's good. However, neither you nor Derek were taking chances. You kept at the frantic pick. You were escaping the metaphorical aliens. Your throbbing heart was caught up in your throat as your pounding feet propelled you down the same track where you'd come from. Ew. Sorry. Being dressed in your Sunday best didn't help matters. It may have been fitting for a summer soiree, but it didn't fit at all for situations like that you somehow ended up in. It seemed you and Derek had a knack for winding up in positions that required a hasty retreat. At least that time you could get away for good. You wouldn't have to go home and face the music like when you ditched Elizabeth on the first day of vacation. Once you made it halfway back across the country club, you finally slowed into a full stop, breathing a sigh of relief. Your face was flushed with heat, but a chill began to seep in as the evening wind brushed over beads of sweat on your skin. You got goosebumps along your arms. It was invigorating. Meanwhile, Derek wiped his forehead with the palm of his hand, lightly missing those plush wristbands he always had on, and glanced up at the sky. Looks like we shall live to see another day. This better be the last time we do this, Derek. I'm gonna wear my shoes out. Oops, sorry, I'll see what I can do. Thanks. The rest of the walk back was indeed a walk. You could relax with a slow pace, enjoying the quiet reassurance of being alone with Derek. The rest of the world was unable to reach you for a little while. Nightfall had long passed by the time you and Derek found your way back on the under the dazzling lights of the summer soiree. Mom would say it's not fashionable to be late, but maybe it was when it's your second time arriving to a party. It might have been to Derek. He took in the scene with new eyes, amazed once again by the elegance surrounding him. With a tilt of his head, he shot a chummy, oh my god, I just said the first word. Chummy grin at you. Yeah, I definitely did have to be here for this. It's living a real life movie instead of watching one. What do you mean instead of? Are you gonna do something else tonight? For a second, he didn't speak, frozen in place. Oh my god, why? Then Derek deflated like a free balloon from the shopping street. His shoulders sank low and forward, and he bent on his knees. Well, actually, we were all gonna go to the movie theater. Mom, Dad, the bros. It was something we knew would happen today for a couple weeks. But then you called and you asked me to go to the party, and I said yeah. I didn't even think about how there was already a plan for that day. He snickered at himself, eyebrows pinching together tightly. It was kind of awkward when I had to tell my parents I couldn't call you back and say I wasn't going to go after all and beg them to let me miss the movie. So luckily, they could tell this was a matter of life or death and still wanted their son around, so they managed to bring me over. Derek and you were somehow equally shocked by this explanation. Man, I always used to remember those things. They were big deals, and now this happened. He sighed, baffled and frustrated. The green-eyed boy had lost the metaphorical keys of his own thoughts. I gotta do better next time. If it helps, I'm happy you wanted to see me so much. Aww. He physically perked up right, standing straight again. A flush rushed over his cheeks and he tried to play it off with the joke. It would have been extra embarrassing if you didn't even care if I decided not to come in May. I want to say I'm the one who forgot I was doing something and had to scale in the family movie. You didn't make me abandon them or anything, so I hope you don't feel bad about it. Thanks, Derek. No worries, just checking. Derek scuffed the base of his black slip-on loafers against the ground as the words faded away. Then he lifted his head and looked somewhere past you. Oh, hey, the music's playing. He spoke softly like he was afraid he'd bring the melodies to an end if he interrupted them. But Derek was right. Once he brought it to the front of your mind, the rest of the world came back, the sounds of delicate plucks on strings included. There was no crowd gathered to dance, only a few couples spread out across the space. You must have missed the initial stream of the soiree attendants. It had grown late. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, since we're already here and everything, would you want to dance with me? Oh my god. The question ended on a hopeful upward inflection. He bounced up on his heels once to punctuate it. Derek stopped breathing entirely when the sentence was complete. I'd love to. Yes! Derek's cheer was pure, carefree even. The words from right before vanished as quickly as he'd forgotten the movie. There was a trend with him, with you. Sweetly, he brought up a hand for you to take. Oh my god. You wrapped yours around his. It was still the best way for really this was yours. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh my god! You took to the wide open floor and turned to face each other directly. Oh my god, my voice sounds awful. Raising the one arm of Derek's, you positioned your other hand onto Derek at the same time. He followed your move with sharp focus. Oh my god. Your bodies were close enough together to almost touch, and in that position, you were eye-to-eye Derek more intently than you ever been before. His cheeks were a lovely rosy pink shade. You tentatively moved as one. Derek stepped lightly, never so as much pitching the tips of your toes. Each sway transitioned better than the last, though there wasn't much of a flow. Derek danced more like a machine, clinking exactly into place at the right intervals. There was tension in Derek that for the second time in a few minutes he tried to laugh away. Check it out, we totally are dancers. They should have let us join the other party. His sniffness on the delivery only made the line funnier. Had to crack a smile. Derek let the conversation drift away, focus returned completely to proper performance. Oh my god. You leaned over and rested your cheek on his shoulder. You didn't speak either. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Derek gulped and pressed deeper into the touch. His warmth spread through you more wonderfully than the melody swirling around. You were happy. Aww. Eventually, the last of the guests returned to the table to rest. It was only you and him left there. In a small voice, Derek let you in on what was on his mind. Hey, sorry we kind of missed the party. I shouldn't have made you take me around everywhere. I was waiting for this. We could have done anything and it'd be great. Really? Thanks. I liked hanging out tonight too. I'm still having fun right this exact second. I'm really glad I had my first date with you. The tips of his eyebrows stuck lower into his face. He was serious. You mean it? Yes, I really mean it. You'd brought him to a loss for words, or actually it was to a point where any words he wanted to say only got stuck at the end of his tongue. His mouth opened with a question. He closed it again without asking. Derek. He instantly shook his head, not letting you speak anything you might have wanted to either. It's nothing. Well, would it be way too much to say thanks for bringing me again? It's okay. Blissfully and with a dizzied tilt, Derek grinned that charming smile of his. Your heart clenched as if you were in the free fall of a skydive rather than standing in the middle of a pleasant party. The feeling of connection was mutual. Derek was buzzing with the kind of energy you only got when it was bouncing off the best company. It made Derek break out of his self-imposed mold. He tucked his left hand around your back and spun the both of you around. Whoa. Let's go. Let's dance. You answered by shifting your hand to hold on more tightly. Cool. The two of you twirled like ballerinas. You pushed and pulled your bodies apart and back together. As your mom would have said, you cut a rug across the Soiree's floor. Somehow you felt like a kid again, where it didn't matter what you did or who might be watching. The world was yours to enjoy. Derek had clearly embraced that mindset with a little improv tap dancing to the beat, bringing you along the whole way. You cheered and laughed together until you lost your breath, and even so you still kept going. Then all too soon, the song reached its conclusion. You could have continued quite contentedly for some time more. You and Derek let your arms drop down in front of you, though one hand stayed linked with his, and your feet remained rooted where they were. Suddenly, you were holding hands to dance. You were just hand-holding with Derek. Oh my god. He took the initiative to finish your performance with flair by giving a properly formal courtesy while still never letting go of you. Derek crossed his legs and swiped his back down. Legs bent, he lifted his head to face you and winked. Somehow you found some giggles left inside. You heard your name called out and Derek gasped. You both spun to find Mom yelling for you and Derek. Beside her, Mom was shaking her head. It's time to go home, Lonnie. I had to get a hold of them somehow. What did you want me to do? Sneak up on them? Her chosen method was admittedly better than that, but the timing was still terrible. Derek breathed a sigh of relief after the shock wore off. The shout had thrown him right back to earlier in the evening when unknown adults were also yelling after you. He lifted up one cheek with a loop-sided smile. Looks like we're getting away with it. The getaway ride is here. The two of you shared a private laugh while your parents watched the reaction and confusion. You were so glad you got a chance to dance with Derek after all of your misadventures at the party. Excluding the scene with your moms, it had been a perfect ending to the evening. And it had to end sometime. You didn't need to say anything to him. The two of you strolled together again over to your parents, who were still bickering playfully. Hello, Mrs. Taylor and Mrs. Taylor. Standing shoulder to shoulder, the two surveyed you and Derek. You wondered if they were checking that they were returning the SUAREZ in the same state he left the house. That was quite a night, huh, gang? Wasn't it just? I think it was pretty unforgettable. Derek's face had a full grin, and while the words were in response to your parents, he looked directly to you. Oh my god, when he said them. Oh my goodness. Thanks for bringing us. Ma was smiling too, with an expression so soft it could have cradled a newborn chick. And how was your very first date? So good, amazing. Really? We couldn't catch a glimpse of you the whole night, so what? Please don't start them already. It technically hasn't even ended yet. Fine, fine. Good, well, we'd better hustle. First stop is bringing Derek home, and it's already getting late. Elizabeth will have the place to herself for a little while longer. If we're lucky, our house might still be standing when we get back. Oh, shush. She splattered around playfully, laughing at the comment. You cast one last look at the party. You saw people exchanging farewells and suppressing yawns. Most of the faces were happy ones, despite the weariness that was starting to creep in. Derek lingered near you, waiting. The pair of you were going to be left behind at the rate things were going. Turning away from the final moments of the summer soiree, you were left feeling grateful that you had such a good guest to keep you company the whole way through. You both easily caught up with your moms. They hadn't gone far. Together, the four of you navigated the crowded parking lot filled to the brim with cars from the other visitors. Mom unfortunately couldn't remember exactly where the car was. It took a short game of extra elegant or extra ridiculous, depending on your view, hide and seek with the car to locate the familiar vehicle in the back corner of the lot. You clambered inside and Mom hit the road. It would be a while before you'd arrived at Derek's home, so you let yourself settle in against the seat. You slunk lower and rested your head against the car door. Little blurs of light flashed by after the other as the cars sped past street lamps, lining the almost empty road. After more than 10 minutes of silence, Derek extended his arms and legs all the way out while lifting him in the air and pairing with a wide yawn. He looked like a sleepy starfish. Derek glanced at you through squinted eyes as a soft smile replaced the large gap in his mouth before. In the darkness of the back of the car, he rocked gently from the vibration. He whispered to you, "You're great." "Oh. You're really cute." "Thanks." His eyes fell closed, the ends of his lips still pulled up. "Do you think that brown-eyed dancer you've ever made it to the soiree?" "I bet he did, Derek." "Yeah." Finally, you arrived at the condo complex. Your mom insisted on escorting Derek into his actual house. He didn't protest. You, of course, tagged along, too. It was a chance to stay with Derek for longer. It was a short walk to the building, through the modernly decorated lobby, up one floor and across the hall to Derek's front door. He paused the journey for a second to give a warning. "We're going to be really quiet. It's past my brother's bedtime." You and your mom nodded as a group. Mom even went the extra mile by making a mock-zipping gesture across her lips. That was enough for him, and Derek shoved a hand deep into his gray dress pants. He retrieved a loop of shiny silver keys. He cycled through the first couple in the ring before carefully gripping the one he needed. It was slotted to the keyhole, twisted, and the door was tugged slowly open. Derek went straight in. You followed on his heels. With Mom behind you and Mom got inside last, she shut the door. Lights were on in the main room, but it was empty space. None of the four people here could be seen. The only sound was the clinking, rumbling of an active dishwasher. Derek bobbed his outstretched hands down low and back up, gesturing like a team captain for you to hold the line. Your mom gave a thumbs up. He tiptoed down the hallway, hunching his shoulders up high. When he reached the last door at the end, he shifted from almost crouching to extending out to his tallest height. Then Derek gave the door a few light knocks. Mr. SUAREZ answered. His features lit up, seeing who was there. Mrs. SUAREZ joined her son and husband right after. Mouths opened and closed as they had an inaudible conversation on the other side of the condo. Their lips shut when Derek pointed to the entryway. Both SUAREZ parents took a step out of the room, one in front of the other. They easily spotted your family there, huddled together in your formal attire. The three of you stayed put while they crowded through the hallway. The room came alive with pleasant greetings between the two pairs of grown-ups, though all in hushed tones. They offered a hello to you next. "Welcome to our home, Taylor family."
Good to see you.
"So good to see you again." "Hi, we returned your kid in one piece." "Oh, I thank you. I see that." "Hey, Mommy, Dad." "Hello, Derek." "I'm sorry for keeping him out so late." Right, for a mostly utterly cloud, those country club goers sure can party into the wee hours of the night. From the side, Mr. SUAREZ snickered. "Apologize to Nicholas." Derek picked up on the little comment loud and clear and made his teeth clench. He threw a fit, huh? The chuckles grew into full-on obscured laughter. Yes, he was trying to drown us all in tears when the time came to sleep and his most loved person still wasn't home. Junior wasn't pleased either in his way. In contrast to his father's tickled amusement, Derek's mom frowned. She rubbed the opposite sides of her forearms with her hands crossed over her chest. "Derek and Meg can't be blamed for that. This was an important night." "Yes, it is." "Shh." Derek and his mom brought a finger to their lips to hush Mrs. SUAREZ in a united chorus of disapproval. Derek's dad chuckled softly under his breath, rustling his beard. You got the impression he knew exactly what reaction he was going to get, and it was done on purpose. He played innocent and simply continued what he wanted to say. How was your date? Fun? He tucked his fingers into the edges of his vest, puffing up his chest. I know you, of all of our children, were prepared to accompany someone to a proper social greeting. One day, when you were older, you could come with me to business dinners. Mr. SUAREZ's genuine pride over the date felt like a foreign language in comparison to your mom's love of teasing. But for that nod of approval just made him just as bashful as your parents. Oh my god, but for Derek, that nod of approval made him just as bashful as your parents could do to you. We had a nice time, thanks, Dad. Mrs. SUAREZ beamed and gave her child an encouraging pat on the cheek, squashing his face between both hands. That's what we hoped to hear. Thank you for letting Derek come with me to the party. You're welcome, May. I wouldn't have wanted him to miss it. Oh my god, Derek is so cute. Holy crap. His parents were so nice, but that wasn't a surprise. Derek had to get it from somewhere. And have no fear, Junior and Nicholas will recap the movie so well it will be as if you saw it for yourself. Oh my god. I already feel as though I've watched it myself 3 or 4 times. It was meant to be further encouragement, but the weight of self-imposed shame brought Derek's head down. His mother watched over him, her mouth opened slightly before she had the words to say. Were you stressed out about that tonight, not coming to the movies with us? Maybe a little.
No more.
Derek, you have nothing to be guilty over. End of discussion. No more feeling sorry. Derek's dad followed it up with wholehearted agreement. When there will be another day to attend a summer soiree, a movie can be rented after it leaves the theaters. It will wait for you as long as you want. And so will we. We're not going anywhere. Derek finally let himself embrace the fact that he'd done something just for himself, and that was alright. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. He stood a little taller and seemed a little more grown up. Exhaling long and slow from his nose, Mr. SUAREZ spoke peacefully.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Oh no. Oh my god. Young love is a beautiful thing. Oh my god. You questioned if you actually heard that right until you heard Derek. What? Oh my god. He might have heard himself though. Derek was in such a shock. He shouted with a volume higher than you'd ever experienced from him. And at the worst time possible for it. A bushy brow raised on Mr. SUAREZ's head. He frowned earnestly bemused. What? Is that wrong? Derek snapped back with pain and frustration. There was an audible whine in his tone. Why would you say that? Oh no. And then tiny rapid footsteps thumped across the hardwood. The echoes moved with purpose and they were coming closer. An accepting sigh of defeat brought your attention away from the incoming commotion. Mrs. SUAREZ had folded her arms across her chest. Well, he's up. Derek clapped a hand to face. He winced partially from the impact of that, but mainly from the consequences of his earlier action. I hate to chase you off, but we're gonna have to get Nicholas back into bed where he belongs. Time to call it a night, everyone. Oh no, I understand completely. Little ones can be such a handful, You could feel a pointed look being set your way. Oh no, definitely not me. Not so little ones can be too in different ways. A prim smile remained in place on Ma's face, where there was a smirk twinkling in her eyes. Derek's mom rested her hands back on her hips as she laughed musically. I say that Nicholas having the energy of 3 is a price I must pay with what angels Derek and George are. We'll survive it together. The two sets of parents exchanged the briefest goodbyes with each other, but they weren't any less friendly. There wasn't time to waste. Night, May. Sorry about this. The party was great. It was amazing. Have a good night. Yeah. Okay, bye. He waved with a sleepy softness while you were ushered out by Mom and Ma. Before your Ma could pull the SUAREZ's door completely shut, a final squeal escaped through the crack. Derek's back! And that was followed by the click of a lock in place. Derek had officially been returned to his family, who was no longer your guest. Mom's heels clicked down the complex's hallway with her head high and a grin playing out on her face. Now that's one way to end the night. I agree, Pam. If only Elizabeth would welcome us home with the same level of enthusiasm. They were flat, covering their mouths and trading glances like schoolgirls. You stiffly followed behind your parents, still in a daze over what Mr. SUAREZ said. It was hard to believe that actually happened. As your mom had said, your first independent formal party ended on a very memorable note. Yes, it did. Oh my god. Y'all. He literally said young love is a beautiful thing. Girl. Oh my god. Is this young love? Is that what it is? Oh my god. We just have a crush on Derek. We don't actually love him. Yeah, everyone, that's all for today's episode. So next episode, we're going to be doing moment 4, siblings, and then 4 block, and then we will be doing the entire epilogue, aka set 4, because of Derek. And I wanted to kiss so bad. Oh my god. When they were dancing, I wondered what he was going to say, because he like stopped for a second or something. I was hoping he would say that he likes her and then they would kiss. But of course, no, it didn't happen. But yeah, everyone, that's all for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm sorry for my voice. I sound like a dying cow most likely in this video. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But lastly, you're a gem, and thank you for watching. Wonderful day, everyone. Bye!